It's me, Ben Tennyson, and right now I've got an entire planet to save. There are bad guys from all over the galaxy on the attack, so I'm about to make a Space-Tacular launch into the stratosphere to fight evil and save the world. But before I do, I need to learn what it takes for a kid like me to take on the galaxy. So, are you ready? Let's talk about space, aliens, and even try out some awesome experiments along the way. There's so much out there in the universe, it blows my mind. But there's one thing I know for sure. It's hero time.
What's up, guys? My name's Tom.
And my name is James.
And welcome to the Ben 10 Space-Tacular! Thanks for joining us on the Cartoon Network Australia YouTube channel. Today is the launch of Cartoon Network's brand new movie, Ben 10 vs. the Universe, which premieres today at 10 a.m. on Cartoon Network.
Awesome.
So we thought we'd put together a very special show to help celebrate. It's called the Ben 10 Space-Tacular because we're going to be talking about two very cool topics. Can you guess what they are, James?
Would it be Ben 10 and space?
Perfect, mate. Ben 10 and space. We're going to be talking all things Ben 10. We're going to play heaps of games. We're going to do some science experiments that anyone can do at home, including making things explode. And we're going to watch a sneak peek of the movie. How does that sound?
Awesome.
James, are you a Ben 10 fan?
Yeah, who isn't?
Yeah, well, I am also. But if there's anyone out there who isn't, could you describe the show for them?
The show is about a boy named Ben who is 10 like me. He has a special watch called the Omnitrix that he uses to turn into 10 special aliens.
Whoa, yeah.
He uses the aliens to the best of their abilities and uses them to save the Earth and fight crime.
Well, that's crazy, a space watch. Do you know much about space?
Well, I'm learning a lot about it in school, but I'm still not an expert.
Yeah, me either. Do you know what they call a space expert?
An astronaut?
No, I was close though. It's an astrophysicist.
Astrophysicist?
Astrophysicist.
Astrophysicist.
Perfect. I've actually got a mate who's an astrophysicist, and his name's Dr. Matt Agnew. I've got him on the line. Do you want to have a chat with him?
Yeah.
Matt, are you there?
Hi Tom, thanks for having me.
For everyone out there, tell us a bit about yourself.
I'm Dr. Matt and I'm an astrophysicist. That means I know everything about space.
What exactly is an astrophysicist?
An astrophysicist is a scientist who is looking to solve the mysteries of space and the mysteries of the universe. So that could be anything from understanding what is a black hole to what is the beginning of the universe to where should we look to find other planets like Earth.
Why did you become an astrophysicist?
I became an astrophysicist because I love space, and this was an opportunity to continue to work in a field, doing something I love every day.
Were you always interested in space as a kid?
I loved space as a kid. In fact, I can remember really vividly becoming absolutely obsessed with the NASA Pathfinder mission to Mars. The whole idea of putting a robot on Mars was, and still is, super cool.
What's the craziest thing you've ever seen in your telescope?
The craziest thing I've seen in my telescope, and it probably doesn't sound that exciting, but the moons of Jupiter and the rings of Saturn. It's just crazy to me that we can be looking through a small telescope here on Earth and be seeing objects so far away, in orbit around another planet.
What do you do at work since you can't actually go to space?
As an astrophysicist, I don't get to travel to space, but I get to learn and understand about space. So the work that I do is trying to figure out where should we be looking to find another planet like Earth.
What's your favourite space joke?
Favourite space joke? How do aliens organise a party? They plan it.
If you were Ben 10 for a day, what would you be doing in space?
If I was Ben 10 for a day, I think what I'd want to do is visit one of these planets that I've found that could be like Earth. How much like Earth is it really? Does it have oceans? Does it have islands? Does it have life? I'd spend my day trying to answer these questions.
Okay, time to talk Ben 10. Dr. Matt, what should we do next?
Tom, I think it's time for some Ben 10 trivia.
All right, are you ready for your knowledge to be tested?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Are you guys ready to play along at home? Let's get into question 1. What alien did Shockrock replace in the Omnitrix? Is it Upgrade, Diamond Head, 4 Arms, or Grey Matter?
I've seen this episode before. So I remember Upgrade was on the ship when it crashed.
Whoa.
Because he sacrificed himself to save the world.
What a hero.
So that means that Shock Rock replaced Upgrade in the Omnitrix.
Yeah, 100%. A+. Question 2. What is Heat Blast's body made of? Is it lava, flames, magma, or liquid fire?
So it looks like lava
It
and
does.
flame.
It could be any of them.
Yeah. This one, I'm narrowing it down. I reckon it can't be, I doubt it's liquid fire.
No.
So it's narrowed down to magma, flames, and lava.
But if you look at his arms, I don't think it could be flames, could it?
Yeah, it can't be flames. So it's either lava or magma. So I'm gonna take a guess of this. I'm gonna go lava.
Sadly, James, it's magma.
Oh.
All right, question 3. What does Kevin 11 wear on his wrist? Is it the Omnitrix, the Ultramatrix, the Bi-Omnitrix, or the Antitrix?
Well, I know it's not the Omnitrix and the Ultramatrix. So,
Wait, so why isn't it the Omnitrix or the Ultramatrix?
because the Omnitrix is what Ben 10 wears.
Oh.
And the Ultramatrix is the upgraded version.
Oh, well, we got upgrades. Ben's got some upgrades.
So, I think it is, because he's the villain, I think it would be the Antitrix.
3 out of 3. Nailing it. All right, let's move on to question 4. All right, who is this villain? Is it Vilgax, Zombozo, Dr. Animo, or Steam Smite?
I remember in one of the first episodes of season 1, there is a clown on the football field, and Ben keeps on calling him Zombozo. So I'm pretty sure that is Zombozo.
3 out of 4. Smartest kid in the room. All right, 5th and final question, James. Are you ready?
Yep, ready as I'll ever be.
How many fingers does forearms have? Is it 8, 12, 16, or 20?
You can't have, it's not 8 or 12 because he doesn't have 2 or 3 fingers on each. He has 4 arms, so because he is a cartoon, most cartoons have 4 fingers, so and 4 times 4 is 16. So I'm gonna say that forearms has 16 fingers.
Ding, 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 ding. 4 out of 5. You've smashed it. How did you guys go with those questions? Should we check back in with Dr. Matt?
Yeah.
Dr. Matt, how'd you go with those questions?
I'm having so much fun.
So am I.
That trivia game taught us so many new facts about Ben 10, but I want to learn some more info. What have you got for us? What are your top 5 space facts?
So, you know that the Earth orbits around the Sun, but did you also know that the Sun moves around in our own galaxy? So, our Milky Way is a spiral galaxy, and the Sun and the solar system will actually orbit around. But it takes much, much longer. It takes 220 million years for the Sun to complete an orbit around our galaxy. But you know what that means? It means when Tyrannosaurus Rex was roaming the Earth, 70 to 100 million years ago, our solar system was on the other side of the Milky Way. How cool is that? Is there water on Mars? Well, there's ice, and that's a form of water. And we're finding more evidence that suggests maybe there was water originally on Mars millions of years ago. Does that mean life could have existed there as well? A shooting star is not actually a star at all. It's space debris, usually in the form of a meteor, that's entered our atmosphere. And what happens is, as it flies through, it bounces around and hits lots of the other particles in the air. And just as when you rub your hands together, it gets warm, that friction, that same effect happens when that space debris or meteor travels through our air. That creates heat and that creates light. And that's what we see as a shooting star. There's a really crazy thing that happens near black holes, and it's got a really fun word for it, spaghettification. And it comes from the word spaghetti. Basically, the amount that gravity pulls on your legs is so much more than the amount that it pulls on your head. Because of how strong it is, it stretches you out like a piece of spaghetti. And so the idea is that as you got close to a black hole, you would be turned into a long strand of spaghetti. You'd experience spaghettification. Did you know that on Saturn and Jupiter, it actually rains diamonds? Gee, that'd be all right, wouldn't it?
Let's do an experiment. James, what do you think? Do you want to help?
Yeah, let's go.
What do you want to do first? An explosion? How about popping marshmallows? What about a lava lamp?
Definitely a lava lamp.
Always ask a parent or adult to help you with some of these experiments.
That's a great suggestion, Dr. Matt. Let's put on our safety goggles.
Okay.
I'm very safe there, James. Love
Me
the
too.
goggles. All right, let's get into this experiment. What are we making first, James?
First, we're going to be making a lava lamp. So we will need a
Large container of water?
of water. You will need some vegetable oil, food coloring,
Yes?
bicarb soda.
Or these are
Or-
effervescent tablets. So what James is going to do, he's going to pour some of this vegetable oil on top of the water. It's all right, James. Now be very careful with this. All right. So how much are you going to pour in? Roughly
About a liter.
about a litre. We'll pour it up to this line here. Cool. Oh, that looks so crazy as it goes into the water, doesn't it? Look at it separate. So that's enough oil.
Yep.
Well, you know what? I don't think we're scientists like Dr. Matt is, so I think we should just go ahead and put a little bit of this food
Okay.
colouring. What do you say?
Yep. Let's just do a little splash.
All right. On your count, James. Count us in.
3, 2, 1.
Whoa. Oh, I love that. Look at it down the bottom. Look at mixing with the water.
Oh.
All right. The third and final step is
Yes.
the mix-ins, the bicarb or the
So
effervescence.
first we'll do the effervescence.
But remember, we have to break all
Yeah.
these up. Break them up into tiny little pieces. We'll break these little bad boys up. You guys are excited? Let's make a lava lamp in 3, 2,
two,
1. Whoa!
Nice.
That's cool. If we had like a little lamp underneath it, you'd probably get the full effect of it being
Yeah.
a lava lamp. I love that. Do you reckon we should just try and amp it up? Do you want to chuck in some of the bicarb?
Okay.
Perfect. That's the perfect amount of bicarb soda. Whoa, look at that. Come around, look around the front. That's so much. Look at all the little lines coming up the side. Can you guys see that at home? Look at all these lines coming up the side. That's way cooler than a real lava lamp, I think. And you can see all the little bubbles are coming up through the middle, like the really big ones.
How cool was that?
That
So
was
good.
awesome. But why does it happen?
There's a lot of things going on in this experiment, but I think the thing I want to focus on the most is the different densities. Things float around and move about, and some things float and some things don't. So why is that? It has to do with different densities, and your body itself can be different densities too. There's some things you might float in and some things you might sink in.
James, I have another special guest.
Please say it's Ben 10.
No, of course not. He's too busy saving the world.
Oh, yeah.
But I do have someone who worked on Ben 10 versus the universe.
What did he do for the movie?
Well, he's a film producer, so he helps put everything together. He helps organize the writer, the director, and make sure everything runs smoothly.
That's cool.
Yeah, let's chat with him now. Will, you there?
Hey everyone, I heard you guys have some questions for me, so let's get to it.
What's most satisfying and challenging about working on Ben 10?
So there's been a lot of iterations of Ben 10 so far. So I think one of the most challenging and satisfying things is we have to keep the show fresh and unique and try to do new things, but keep the show intact, keep it Ben 10 and the good parts of Ben 10 and keep all those in the show. When we go outside of the box, we'll do horror episodes. We've done songs. I don't think anybody expected there to be songs in Ben 10 before, but I think we really pulled it off,
What can we expect from Ben after the movie premieres?
Well, the summer's not over. So him and the Tennysons will keep fighting bad guys and going on adventures.
Could you describe a typical day working in the studio on Ben 10? And what was it like working on the movie?
The crew is super boisterous and fun-loving, and there's a lot of camaraderie there. And they all work very hard, and they're really passionate about the show. And when I go into the studio, we usually are breaking episodes and finding what the fun part of an episode and trying to bring that out and making sure that the artists on it feel like they're being a part of the show is really important. As far as the movie goes, everybody really pulled together since the entire crew worked on the movie, and they really wanted to, give it all of their passion. They definitely did. I'm very happy with what came out.
If you can bring in any cartoon character to guest star in Ben 10, who would it be?
Batman, because he would put Ben in his place.
Which Ben 10 alien do you relate to most?
Probably Stinkfly for stink reasons.
What kinds of cool alien powers do you wish you had?
I don't know. I think I would want more arms, like forearms. I think I'd want more arms. More arms, I can do more things, I guess. Seems helpful.
Will, I heard you've got a question for Dr. Matt. We have him on the line right now. What burning question do you want him to answer?
I always wondered why planets rotate around the sun in a flat disk. Like all the planets are on the same plane. I never knew why. That seems so odd to me. Like why aren't they more like atoms, I guess?
Great question, Will. It all boils down to the star and planet formation process. Basically, a star will form when there's the collapse of a cloud of gas and dust, and that can sometimes have a rotation to it. Now, that rotation will continue to remain even when it collapses smaller and smaller. But the other thing at play here is that rotation, just as when you spin a bucket full of water and the water gets sent outwards, it stays in the bottom of the bucket. That same thing will happen here. So as that cloud collapses, that rotation that it has will keep forcing things out. So it all collapses in all directions except in the direction that it's rotating. And that's why you end up with this lovely disc shape.
That's all we've got for today. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for submitting all your questions and for supporting Ben 10.
No worries. Thanks, Will.
Let's kick off the space Q&A with some questions that you guys have sent to us.
Hi there. My name is Bookie. My question is, which one of Ben 10's aliens do you think will survive the harsh environments of space?
There are a lot of harsh environments in space, so it's really going to depend which environment really. But I'd say safely, Heat Blast and Diamond Head probably are going to be able to withstand some really hot and really high pressure situations.
Hi, my name is Eleni and I'm 10 years old. I'm learning about space in school, and I wanted to know if aliens really exist.
Do aliens really exist? We haven't found them yet, but there's so many stars out there and so many planets around those stars. It just seems they've got to be out there. There's a lot of excitement within our own solar system, places where we are looking, that might show that there used to be life there, or maybe there's some really simple life there now, but we haven't found anything yet.
Why do astronauts still go to space when robots can do everything?
Even though we have all these really cool machines and robots to explore space, human spaceflight is still really important. And part of that is because it's what makes us human, that curiosity, right? But the other one is eventually we would like to have another home away from home.
Hi, I'm Ava and I'm 9 years old. How were stars made?
Stars are made when a cloud of gas and dust collapses down. And as more and more collapses and more material collects into one spot, eventually there's so much that it starts doing something called fusion. And what that means is we take two small little building blocks, hydrogen in this case, and slam them together so hard that they form heavier element, helium. When that happens, loads of energy explodes out, and that's why stars are warm and bright.
If gravity can form waves, does that mean you can surf in space?
I love this question. We can't surf gravity waves, but that's because we're three-dimensional beings. We have a height, a depth, and a width. And gravity waves are waves in 4 dimensions, space-time. But maybe something of a higher dimension can surf gravity waves. Maybe that's a real cool thing to do if you're an advanced civilization.
How cool are some of those facts, James?
I know.
All right, now the goggles are back on. It's experiment time. What are we doing now?
We are doing the marshmallows in a vacuum.
All right. So what are we trying to see here? Are we we're just trying to see what happens, really, aren't we?
Yeah, basically.
All right. This is just a vacuum chamber. It's obviously not vacuumed right now, but what we do here is put on the lid and then just start squeezing. Just see nothing happen to these marshmallows. I could have sworn we had 2 of them there. Hold on. They're actually blowing up. Look. I knew it. You leave that there. That's for me. I don't think they're getting any bigger than this, James.
Yeah.
All right. No. Yeah. Oh my God.
Cool.
How are you not scared by that? Like, why did that scare me? That's crazy. Do they still taste the same? Whoa, they taste pressurized. So, Dr. Matt, how come they get so much bigger and then shrink back down to their normal size again?
So what happened here? Well, basically, we pumped the air out of the container and that created a vacuum, like the vacuum of space. But the air inside the marshmallow, that's sealed inside the marshmallow. So what happens is that air tries to get out. It tries to get into that vacuum and that creates this inflating marshmallow. If the air does get out, it pops. And then once you do reintroduce air back into the container, that air can't get back into the marshmallow and you're left with this kind of sad, deflated looking fellow at the end.
Cool. Thanks, Dr. Matt.
All right, experiment's done. Now I think it's time we test your knowledge, and yours too, James, with some guess the aliens. How's that sound? So we'll hit the first alien.
Ooh, those arms, this one's not too hard. Those arms I will recognize anywhere.
Anywhere.
Only one alien has those, and
So what's your guess?
Those arms belong to the alien Upgrade.
You're a natural. Okay, 1 out of 1. Killing it, James.
Oh, okay. So only 2 aliens have the bolts on their arms. It's either cannonball or forearms. And I know forearms has 4 arms, so this must be cannonball.
2 out. Are you cheating?
No.
Let's jump into the third alien. Do you think you can get 3 out of 3?
Yeah, I reckon.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Ooh, let me think. This alien, I don't recognize him that well. It can't be forearms. It can't be Upgrade or Cannonball. Maybe. Is that Diamond Head?
Is that your final guess?
I've watched a lot of Ben 10 episodes and I can't figure that out.
He's not as smart as he says, folks. That is actually Wrath. I'm sorry to tell you that, James. All right, so look, I know you're not cheating anymore, but we'll see if you are actually the expert with this 4th one. Let's go on.
Okay. Ooh, so only 2 aliens have those spikes. One of them is let me think.
I'll help you think.
Can't be Diamond Head.
No, obviously not. That'd be silly.
And
So what's your
he has
guess?
spikes. So it must be Shock Rock.
Look, 3 out of 4, sorry. Oh,
Yeah.
my mistake. All right, let's hit on the 5th and final guess.
Ooh, that perspective makes it really hard.
It's a weird shape, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks a bit like a horse.
I can see that.
Yeah. Ooh, but the head with the gives it away because there's only one alien with like flames on it, and I know that alien is Heat Blast.
4 out of 5. You killed it, James. That was great. Put it there. All right, guys. Not long now to the premiere of Ben 10 versus the Universe.
Let's take a quick look at the trailer.
10 seconds until impact.
This is the possible end of the world. I can do this. I'm totally ready.
No, that can't be right.
Where did he go?
So, you're willing to go into the depths of space, risking your life?
I'll do anything to save my family.
Why is it always tentacles?
The whole universe is in danger. This can't be happening!
Aren't you supposed to be the hero?
Did I fail? If Vilgax escaped, we gotta move now! Hey, buddy. It's been a while.
I'm unstoppable!
It's hero time!
Ben 10 vs. the Universe, the movie. Premieres today, 10 a.m. on Cartoon Network.
I'm so excited to watch the new Ben 10 movie because he travels to space.
Yeah, man, so are we. James, you want to get into our last experiment?
This is called elephant toothpaste. You might have heard of it before, and so we'll show you how to do it. For this, you will need hydrogen peroxide.
How much do you have in yours?
You should aim for about half a litre, 500 mils. You can get it at your local supermarket. Try and get the 3% to 6%. They're safer. Okay, so you'll need soap, a food colouring, and you can use yeast. So.
Cool. All right, so we have our hydrogen peroxide in our vessels, in our containers, and we're going to put a bit of dish soap in there, and then give it a good mix. You want to dish soap us up, James?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Do you want to put a little bit in mine as well?
Yep. Here you go.
Soap me up.
That should be about enough. Yeah, just
Next up, you want to mix this around, but you want to be very careful with this because hydrogen peroxide is quite dangerous.
Mine has enough, so I will put a bit of bubbles.
I'm going to move this out of the way while you mix yours up.
Next, we'll put our food colouring in.
All right. And what colour have you gone?
I've got blue and you've got red.
Red. This will give our toothpaste some colour, you know?
Yep.
No one likes boring white toothpaste, do they? Lovely. All right. Whoa, look how red mine went. That's crazy.
Nice.
All right. I'll put this away for you. And do you want to mix your toothpaste together?
Yep. Ready?
Yep. So we'll pour in the catalyst, take the catalyst back with us because we don't want any more reaction than inside this container. Are you ready?
Because it'll foam out in...
All right, you count us down.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh my.
No!
That's so much toothpaste. Are you kidding? I could brush my teeth for 7 years with this. Oh. Can you feel the heat coming out of that? As cool as this may look, guys, you need to remember to not touch this. How about we head back over to Dr. Matt? Dr. Matt, why did this happen? What made this happen?
Sometimes there's a thing we can introduce called a catalyst. And what that does is it creates a shortcut. So for that reaction, instead of needing this much energy, we only need this much. That change makes it easier to happen. And that's what happened here. When we added the catalyst, wham! There was an exciting explosion. And this kind of stuff happens all the time in our lives. And a lot of technology utilizes catalysts. In fact, there's some rocket fuel, propellant, that utilizes catalysts to actually propel rockets. It's one way to travel to space.
Awesome. Thanks, Dr. Matt. Well, it looks like we got a lot of cleaning to do here. So while we do that, why don't you watch this special clip of Ben 10 vs. the Universe? And then we'll see you over on Cartoon Network for the movie. Bye, guys.
All right.
Noise.
Noise is right. Huh? It's never done that before.
Give it another turn.
Whoa! What's going on?
Ben?
You okay?
Whoa! I have robot vision.
Remember, we only have one shot at this. Get up there and blast it with everything you've got.
Have you got him?
Yes, he's on a direct heading for the meteor.
Hey! Hey!
He missed.
No, that can't be right. He'd turn around if he missed, right?
What is this? Some autopilot thing? Autopilot off! Wait, where am I going? I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow!
Where did he go?